I'm Rick Becker, served in the world's largest canoe club, also known as the U.S. Navy. Went in the delayed entry program. I started out of high school, joined when I was in high school, and if you signed up for 6 years, they guaranteed you 2 years of school. My dad was in the Army Air Corps. He was a BB stacker or ordnanceman, put the bombs on the planes. When I was a little kid, I used to play with the little Army man, came across his little cigar box of medals, so that sort of gave me some inspiration or a little direction. Went to boot camp in September of '70, got to my schooling down in Memphis, Tennessee. A year and a half of that, got there in February of '71. Left there summer of '72, joined VF-21. They assigned me advanced electronics in the intermediate phase of electronics, which means they send me the black box from the airplane and I troubleshoot and repair what's inside, plain and simple. I really enjoyed that. It utilized my analytical skills. I liked working with my hands, just taught me a trade in electronics. So I worked on the F4Js. I spent about 3 or 4 months in San Diego after I got there. And then we go out on deployment. And we went over to Yankee Station, which is the blue water off of Vietnam. And it was sort of like, it was surreal in a lot of ways. It woke me up to life in general. I mean, quickly. Came back. I was back for about 6 months. Had various things happen, but it wasn't until we came back from the second deployment at the end of the war. Because I'm coming back, I'm so happy that war's over, that's behind us. Sort of turns out I had a new war to fight internally. We come into the bay, we had to sort of just wait. The ship just sort of didn't drop anchor, but it waited till they could close off the Golden Gate because there were a lot of protesters on there wanting to throw garbage on us when we were going to come under. There was a big difference from my first period between deployments and after I came back the second one. A lot of people still, even though the war was over, people were still upset. It got so bad that we were allowed, normally you're not allowed to wear beards in the Navy because of the OBA, your oxygen breathing apparatus, in case you got to fight a fire on the ship. You know, you don't want to be smelling smoke, so for protection. And they're saying you don't have a tight fit on your OBA if you have a beard. Well, Admiral Zumwalt, who was Chief of Naval Operations at the time, realized a lot of the harassment that military was going through, so he put out these, what he called Z-grams. And so one of the Z-grams relaxed so you could grow a beard, or you could wear your hair a little bit beyond the standards so that you wouldn't get recognized that you were in the military. So I didn't grow a beard then, just out at sea, which was fun. But they would see the sticker on the windshield of the car that you was required to get through the gate. And so I'd get flipped off, or, you know, spit on, all that sort of stuff. And it got so bad that they even recommended, if you want to, you can go out and buy wigs. So that sort of made me a little angry, because that completely went against the ideals. You know, when you're a teenager, you're idealistic as all get out. And so I had all these ideals, and it sort of went in the opposite direction when the individual who those I'm willing to defend, sort of, you know, didn't see that way. My first profound healing came in 2004. I was in San Diego, an old town, Mexican restaurant. And I don't know how, but the waiter found out I had spent time in Nam, not in Nam, during service. And he thanked me for my service. And I had heard that several times. You know, that became one of the public mantras. You know, you see a veteran thank him for his service back in the 90s or whatever. And I had been thanked. It wasn't until that moment that I felt sincerity and read sincerity. Because a lot of people say the words, but they don't really feel it, so to speak. I didn't feel it. I did then. Chandler's my home now. Has been since the 90s. And it didn't completely feel like home till they finished the memorial. Because I went and buried some demons there. Finally got rid of some demons. It was a place for me to heal, place for me to go and honor those fellow vets that are still healing, that have sacrificed. In DC, you got the wall for Vietnam, whether it's the three guys statue or whether it's the wall. Places to heal. You have the Korean, you have the World War II, you have recognizing various conflicts, but community memorials, what they recognize is family, community family. You have to feel a part when you come back. That helps immensely. So just the various aspects of the Chandler Memorial, the flag, the plane, each service branch recognized on the pillars, the wave, like the wave of the flag. I love the fact at nighttime that they light that up sometimes to look like a flag. I mean, it does a lot.